Hello, my name is Benjamin Fanning. Thank you for tuning into the locker room. Today I'm joined with
Nick Cantu.
How you doing, Nick, today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. Firstly, talk a little bit about yourself, Nick. Where you from? You know, what position you play, stuff like that.
I'm from here. I was born here, and then position. I play quarterback. Quarterback for my team. Yeah.
How long you play quarterback for?
Actually, since I was actually 7 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that the first time you played football, or did you play beforehand?
Yes, first time I ever played football.
So were you always good?
No, actually, yeah. I used to be a backup, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
But hey, you progressed. Now you're a starter.
Yep.
How excited is the team going into a playoff game? You know, it's the first one since 2016. We had a few rough years. We went 0-10 my freshman year, 3 years ago now. But the team's built back. We went 2 years 5-5, I believe now, 5-5 again this year. But with the way how the playoffs are, we made it in. How excited is everybody around it?
Yeah, we're very excited. It took a lot of stress like coming out of us, so like we're not worried about going into playoffs no more. So that took a lot of stress out of us, and now we're just calm. We're just gotta roll the dice, just keep it smooth, just see how the playoffs goes, how far we can go.
Was there a lot of anxiety playing those games? I think it was it the game against Ray that was their decision maker?
Yeah, Ray was honestly the one that we wanted the most because of me. Of course, I came from there. We'll talk about that more later on here in this little video. But yeah, that took a lot of energy for us.
How much, like, what was the moment like that y'all guys knew you were in the playoffs? Did coach have a speech about it, or was it just like a collective thought that everybody knew?
No, that game, we were just more excited of winning that game.
What are the expectations Coach Netherland has been setting the last few weeks, and especially going into this week? What are the expectations he's putting y'all in practice, getting warmed up every game? What are they like right now?
Just taking shots down the field. Like, we're not scared to throw the ball deep. We're not scared to throw shots down the field. Like, they have a big man front, Bernie, but we're not really worried about that. We know like the line will handle the blocking, and the timing will be good for me.
And we've had a wonderful rushing attack the last few weeks as well. How is their defensive line? How do they usually react to the run? Are we going to be able to see a lot of Robert and a lot of Jesse this game too?
I'm not too sure on that, but we've been more talking about passing the ball, taking shots down the field. But I feel like if Robert gets the ball or Jesse, they'll make some yards going on, some plays going on for us.
They're definitely some big playmakers, yards after contact, stuff like that. What do you think turned the season around? You know, we started 0-3. We played, I believe it was Alice, St. Joseph Academy, and one other team I'm forgetting off the top of my head. It wasn't until we played Cal Allen that we had our big upset win that really turned the season around. What do you think changed within those first 3 weeks to where the team's standing at right now?
I think the leadership, that's coming from me, Bobby, and then other guys on defense. It just took a little leadership, and then just us showing up every day, wanting to win, wanting to get that first win. So coming into Cal Allen, I think that was our first win, I believe. Yeah, we really wanted that game. We knew it was big, and it turned out to be a good win.
Like I said, that was a massive upset. Everybody was talking about it. I even saw the Chronica post about that. That was pretty funny to me. I think we had played Cal Allen 5 times before then. I think we lost every single time. So that was a massive win. And is it just sort of you being more vocal with the team now that's led it?
Vocal and just getting the guys, just staying locked in at practices, games, film. Just as important as watching film, like see what our opponents are like.
And then so you told me before the show that at Ray, were you the starter or were you on junior varsity? You're the starter. So you kind of knew sort of the leadership skills, but has that strengthened with what Coach Netherland has taught you and being a part of this team as well?
Oh yeah, my leadership has gone like 10 times better coming here. Netherland's a great coach. He's helped me. And one of our former coaches, Coach Wright, he went to GP, but he also helped me a lot with that, stuff like that.
Definitely. I mean, seeing from the outside, I see the guys rally around you a lot more when you're on the field. It feels like there's energy and there's expectation. Like I feel when we go out there and you're behind center, you're taking the snap and whatnot, there's a certain standard that we play to now. Do you have like a specific story that made you, like a moment seeing Carroll play or something like that made you really think that's the school I wanted to go to, or what was the underlying reason between picking Carroll?
I guess hearing from friends I went to middle school with, hearing like the coaches and how they are, like they want to win also, like they want to bring these kids together and change this culture, and I feel like that's what's happening now.
And you had a fun story. I want you kind of explain it. What was your first story of meeting Coach Netherland like?
That was actually the first day I got here at Carroll. I was on the way to 4th grade athletics, and he had opened the door for me, and I asked my brother, I'm like, who's the head coach? Like, let's meet this guy. And he's like, he's actually the guy that opened the door for him. I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. So yeah, it was a good time meeting him.
How was it like your first talk with him?
We didn't really have a long talk. He was more focused on the guys during the period, so I got to meet other coaches during that time.
And they all just welcomed you with open arms. Yeah, it seems like that because they've been behind you since day one, since the season started, and it seems like you're the guy that's leading us right now. Speak a little bit about people that watched Carroll football. They know there was 2 weeks. I believe it was 2 weeks, right?
For what?
2 weeks that you were out for the concussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 weeks, yes.
So you were out for 2 weeks. In those games, we had Drake, Tim, and Nate Bazan play. It was, I believe, Miller and GP. Speak to me a little bit. How was the recovery? First off, actually, when did the concussion happen? Did it happen during a game or a practice?
Game. It was our Hoko game. It was like about third quarter, beginning of third quarter. I took a hit I hit my head on the ground, so it dazed me a little bit. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too major.
I would say it stuck with you a little bit. Was it your balance that was getting to you, or was it just not being all the way there that they wouldn't let you progress through the protocol yet?
Yeah, I think it was my balance, and then the amount of concussions that I already had before was 3. So it's kind of scary for me right now.
So it's your 4th one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I've had 2. I kind of understand the feeling where I had my 2nd one, so I quit football after that. I was like, I'm not turning up like Antonio Brown, How was it like being on the sidelines? Was there frustration from you? Did you want to be back out on the field leading the teams? I know those were games that, we had lost, and those were big games that people wanted us to try to see a big rally about it. How did it make you feel sitting there on the sidelines?
Yeah, it caused a little bit of frustration. I wish I was there for that team because I feel like like me there on the field with them is like the confidence is the same confidence I have for myself. So, but I wish they had confidence for Drake, Tim, or Nate, like whoever's behind that center, like to lead that team. Just have the same confidence that they have with me.
Do you think that kind of lit a fire in your 2 weeks since coming back? I think you've been on fire. I think you've almost passed for 200 both times. You had 150 and then 197 this last game. Has that kind of lit a fire from you from the injury, knowing what expectations there were, and you being mad that you want to go and set everybody, know who you are, and bring this team back? Has that kind of helped?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been good to be back, honestly.
I would say you've been making big-time plays. I've been seeing you getting mobile, too. You move around. They call you the next, little Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, without the dogs. Nick, talk to me a little bit about your future goals going into college. Are you planning to go to college? Are you planning to go to trade school? And if so, what's your major, or what do you want to learn in?
I do plan to go to college. I want to go to college for business entrepreneurship, or my second option is a physical therapist.
Is there any schools you're currently looking at right now or you're applying to?
I'm trying to go to UTSA.
UTSA?
UTSA, or I'm planning to stay here in Corpus, TAM UCC, or Kingsville.
All nice schools. UTSA, it's great. Maybe they'll let you be the Knicks, Frank Harris over there, and play 6 years too. What's your dream job? Like, if you could do anything in the world, what would it be?
Dream job, honestly, I haven't got to think of that.
You haven't got to think about it?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to do, so you said business and entrepreneurship, right? What would be like your preferred job coming out of that, or preferred out of, you said sports scientist?
Physical therapist.
Physical therapist, my apologies. What would be like the dream job out of either of those two?
Honestly, just to own my own business. Like get my family members to help me out with owning that business and just see how far it goes for me.
It's awesome. You're in the entrepreneurship program?
I used to be, last year at Ray, I did 2 classes, my freshman year, sophomore year, and I didn't do it my junior year though.
I know Ray's good school for business, so I'm glad you got your academics there at least, and now you're getting the athletics over here. Well, thank you, Nick, for talking to us. First episode back this year. It's been a little bit, but yeah, definitely excited for tomorrow night's game. It's Bernie, 7 o'clock. I believe it'll be broadcasted somewhere online. Let's see if we can have an upset come out here,
We will.
A miracle did happen in those Olympics with USA.
Yes.
Never know. Well, thank you for talking to us, Nick. You have a great rest of your day, man.
You too.
Thank y'all.